A good morning, everybody, from the car. Drinking a coffee. Dropped off my son at school. And I'm just thinking of, it's crazy how fast our HSL men's basketball season has flown by. Most teams have 2 games left, a couple have 3. And we're going to have a full power rankings coming at the end of the week. I was thinking, we broke up our league into 2 tiers and how it's really, I'll go through it very quickly, but like it really, really works. And we're really proud of it. And obviously, we have winter registration is still open for another couple of weeks, and we really hope to grow both tier 1 and tier 2. But just to talk very quickly, starting with tier 2, we had a game this week on Mava Capital, who's lost 3 in a row and looked dead in the water, against Crown Care, who won 3 in a row and looked like they were just going to run away with everything. Obviously Barbacoa up top and top of the division. And, Mava won by 15. Anything could happen in tier 2 on a given night. Yes, even Advanced Power Controls, who also had a big win. They're looking on the outside. They're on the outside looking in. They really need a miracle to make the playoffs. But it's unbelievable how he sort of established this culture in which tier 2, any team can win on any night, which is amazing. And I think, it is really, you can't ask for anything more than that. And then going into tier 1, just looking throughout the standings, a team like Cobra Rentals, they're 1-5. 3 of their 5 losses could have been wins. Easily. Not just, could have been wins. Could have, should have. They've played some of the top teams to the brink. They beat Olam Realty, yes, off of a back-to-back, but they still beat them. They just had a super tough loss. And, my highlights got cut off. It's so unfortunate because it was such a good ending to that game. Very controversial call on a Benjamin Yormark putback that could have given them the lead with 20 seconds to go. And they're dropping that game by a couple points. Altbank. Altbank has not been the same team they were last year. I think their roster is thinner in general. However, they're 1-4. 2 of their 4 losses, they had an 8-point lead with under 2 minutes to go, and they blew it. So they easily should be 3-2. But they're not. They're 1-4. You have a team like, Boris M. Invent Wealth. Also, 1-4, but they lost 2 games against 2 top teams, Rides to Fly, and one other team by 5 or less points. So we even got the bottom teams of tier 1. Yes, they're 1-4. Yes, they look bad, but with 1 or 2 different possessions and bucket changes, they're 3-2. They're right in it. You go to the middle of the pack in tier 1. We got 3 3-3 teams, Olam Realty, who have been just limping their way through the season. Remind me a little bit of the 2025 LA Dodgers. Not going to say that they're going to win a championship here, but literally limping their way through, but doing just enough to make it to the dance. And, I have no doubt in my mind they're going to turn it up in the postseason. They're 3-3. We got P4P, who just dropped their last 2. They're going through their toughest stretch of the season. They have another 2 tough games. They're 3-3. And we also have, who's the third 3-3 team? We have P4P. We got Olam Realty. And we have, we'll get back to that. But then we have at 2-4 FM Home Loans, who just had a very big win over Cobra Rentals to secure that 7 spot for now, leaving Cobra, Boris M. Invent Wealth, and Altbank all looking in, 1 game back at 1-4. And up top, we'll go up top for now. It's Fly Vipers, division or tier to lose. They're currently 5-1, tied with Rides to Fly. However, they beat Rides to Fly. So, assuming they win out, they'll get the 1 seed. And the same thing with Rides to Fly, coming in at 5-1 as well. Assuming they win out, they'll get the 2 seed. Silver Keys 4-2. Assuming they win out, they'll get the 3 seed. But a really tight up top, really tight down low. And apparently, I'm missing a team because I thought there were 3 3-3 teams. There are definitely 2 of them. Ellie Dax, Music, Plumbers Haven. It could be, I think they're 3-2. So that would put them in the 4 spot. Olam Realty and P4P, both 3-3 would be, I guess, the 5 and 6. And then you have DeVere in the 7 at, DeVere is FM Home Loans, and the 7 at 2-4. And then you got the 8, 9, and 10 all at 1-4. So it's a really tight pack, a really tight knit, league in general. I feel like we've grown, players getting to know each other. The players' chats really lighting up at times for good and for bad. But I'm super, I'm just super happy with how things are playing out. We got Big Don now, who will be reffing a lot of our Sunday games, and we're very happy to have him along for the ride. So, just wanted to get this out there. I know we didn't have a power rankings this past week. We will be having one this week. Last week was a crazy week with South Florida and starting up there. So, I just wanted to get that out there and say we're super excited for the last couple weeks of the season, and obviously make sure January 4th, I think it is, or 5th or 3rd, that Sunday, mark it off your calendar. It's going to be an awesome, awesome day. We're going to try to make it into a really nice event like we had for the Tuileries Tournament softball. So, can't wait. Should be fun. Every single team's still in it. Yes, there are, it does not look good for Advanced Power Controls. It's not looking pretty for Cobra, Boris 7 Event Wealth, Cobra, and Alt Bank. But every team's in it. Every team's in it. A couple weeks left until you can ask for it. So, thanks, guys, for watching. Short little sit in the car episode 1, I guess you could call it. It's too cold for me to go walking and talking. Thanks, guys.